Hello, my name's Mike Heath. I've worked as a social worker in the public service for many years, but more recently doing contract management work for quite a few organisations actually. And lastly, I was working with the Mental Health Commission doing contract management work up in the Kimberley. Look, I think that kind of work is often undervalued. You know, a lot of us do our best to look at issues around probity and transparency and balance the mix of being accountable for public money, but at the same time supporting organisations and making sure that we're in there to help them to grow and to develop. And it's a really tricky balance to get, and I think a lot of people in the public service work hard to get that right balance and at the same time achieve value for money for the public dollar. I guess for me, I've now retired and I'm just thinking about what the public service is about and the benefits that it has. And look, I guess personally, I'm thinking about the value of it for my mum. You know, we all find our mums are very special people, but I'm the oldest of 4 boys and mum pretty well raised us all on her own, so we're very, very close to mum. She's now in her late 80s and we've moved her a bit closer to us, which is really nice, and so we can be closer to her and offer a bit more support. But you know, sometimes her health isn't very good. She suffers from mild heart palpitations, often in the evening, unfortunately. So I often go round and I've got to make up my mind about, you know, do I just sit there and do we just kind of reassure her, or do I wait until the morning and head off to the GP and get it checked out again? Or do I take her down to the local emergency hospital? And look, and I have to say, when we do go down to the hospital, the staff are just fantastic. They really are. You know, mum's a bit frail, and it's a bit of a madhouse down there. You know, they're really busy, but they're so patient with her, and they're really caring, and they take the time to listen when all of this is happening around them. And you know, that's just so important to us, to know that she's getting that level of care. And then they also say, look, you know, if you've got any concerns or if there's any worries about things, just come back in again. So, you know, despite how busy they are, they're very, very welcoming, and they do a top job. I guess, you know, that's all about the public good, and you know, we often forget that public servants are about the public good, and I just don't know that we get the recognition that, or they get the recognition that they deserve. So I would like to say thank you to the public servants who do that work. So thank you very much.